Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we are watching
Vivah!
Yes. This is our Patreon producer, Titli's request, so thank you so much. And this is part 3, so if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2,
go to the playlist in the link below, in the description below. So find that, go and watch part 1, part 2, come back and watch there.
And if you haven't yet, please
subscribe, share, and like button Tupperman.
Tupperman.
I was trying, let's see. A like button Tuppermaro.
कुछ सामान तुम्हारे लिए कुछ घर के लिए चाची जी को दिखा देना वो समझ जाएंगी जी
Could you have found a better family? I don't think so.
अच्छा चाचा जी अच्छा बेटा प्रेम चाचा जी को विलम्ब नहीं हो रहा एसी उस तरफ हाँ डायरेक्ट नहीं अच्छा
He's such a lover boy. She has so much hate.
Well, it's hate, it's envy,
jealousy. It's jealousy because her daughter. But I don't know. I hate the whole complexion thing.
वो जरा देना उनमें से आधे पूनम के साथ जाएंगे उन्हें जरा पॉलिश वगैरह करा लेता हूँ
He should know better than to talk to her about these things because she's clearly not happy.
जो आपके लाडली भतीजी को उसके ससुराल वालों ने दिल्ली के समारोह में पहनाया था आपके कुछ हजार के सेट उसके साथ नहीं गए तो वहाँ उसकी सुंदरता कम नहीं हो जाए
और वो सिर्फ कहने नहीं पूनम के लिए उनका आशीर्वाद है
जब उन्होंने गिरवी रखे थे तो उनके थे छुड़ाने के बाद वे हमारे हैं
और इस घर की हर चीज पर दोनों का बराबर का अधिकार और पूनम मेरी बड़ी बेटी है ये तुम मानो या ना मानो
Yeah, she's got some moxie talking like that.
ये लो ज़ेवर और ये रही चाबी चूची में करो ये दिखा के और जताने की जरूरत नहीं है जिनको देखना है उनको दिखाओ अब मेरा इस शादी से कोई वास्ता नहीं
She's jealous too because she doesn't have her daughter probably won't marry into a family like that.
She doesn't know that. I mean, it could
But that's
happen.
what she's thinking, right? Because she puts it around and she gets
nothing, you know. And
कृष्णकांत जी, पूनम की ससुराल से पूनम की शादी का जोड़ा लेके आया हूँ. ये ली.
Whoa! What?
उसमें कई ऐसी चीजें हैं जो छोटी के काम आ सकती हैं.
And she is so giving, yet she doesn't.
I'm glad the girls don't inherit that though from her because Chote could have been so angry at her.
Yeah.
अगर मुझसे कभी भी कोई भूल हो गई मुझे माफ कर दीजिए.
And that's just it. You have done nothing. Nothing.
Some people are just going to be a sour grape.
Yeah. Yeah.
पूनम
Don't get your hopes up.
दरवाजा बंद करती जाना.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof. It's like, okay, yeah. Don't say anything profound.
सुंदर बनाने के लिए
Really? अरे तो फिर यहाँ भी लगाई ना और ये इधर और
Yeah, that was getting out of control.
अभी ये
Whoa, what a nice jacket.
Yeah.
आइए ना
मुझसे इतनी देर बैठा नहीं जाता.
Oof. Oh.
कृष्णकांत जी पूजा चल रही है भाभी जी नजर नहीं आ रही हैं.
जी मैं
Is it that big of a secret though? That she's not happy about anything?
You know, sometimes people are just trying to okay, you got your own stuff going on and maybe they're just kind of letting her be, but at the same time it's like, oh.
लो दावा लगा लो
No, she was so bitter she wants to live in the pain of it. You know, it's like just, it's like once you're in the pity party, you want the throw confetti and everything, make it even better.
कल बिट्टू इस घर से विदा हो जाएगी
Oh, groom's coming to town.
जाते जाते उसे मायके का सुख दो रमा, उसे मायके का सुख दो। वो बचपन से तुम्हारी एक मुश्किल।
It's not even asking that much of her.
जब वो विदा होकर जाएगी ना, तो सबसे ज्यादा तुम ही रहोगी।
Oh, that was a statement door slam.
Yeah, it was.
But I wonder, you don't want to hear the reply? What is it other than jealous that it's not her daughter?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is she imagining?
I
Right?
think so.
Yeah, okay. I was like, there's no way that happened that quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. This is tearing at her, and that's the part, because she is who she is.
She's very traditional.
She's very traditional. This will not let the marriage happen if this doesn't happen. And oh,
I mean, she'll still get married. It just won't be.
no, I don't think she'll follow through with
You
it.
don't think so?
I don't think so. I think she.
Oh my God.
Hold
on, was that oil? That's like oil and stuff, right?
Whose house was it?
It's hers.
सारी मिठाइयाँ आदि तैयार करवा के जी भंडार में रखवा दीजिए। कल 400 लोगों का खाना है, एक भी लड्डू कम नहीं पड़ना चाहिए।
That's the thing. I see some during Diwali. I see those skyrockets shooting into people's houses. Oh, great!
Great.
Oh, that's just. People are like.
Oh, jeez. The calamity of
My
other
gosh.
things.
Whoa. Okay, this is really. Oh, their whole house is gonna get burnt down. Yeah, but it also shot into the room Poonam was in, right? Oh no.
शादी का जोड़ा।
No, leave it. Leave
Dude,
it, leave
yeah, like you got things can be replaced, but people can't.
It. Yes.
Okay, and your other daughter?
Where's your other daughter?
मुझे नहीं पता। अरे सुनो बेटा, मैंने उसे शायद ऊपर जाते हुए देखा था।
Oh man. If something happens to her younger sister and she's gonna feel responsible.
All that oil. Get out of the way of the fire truck.
The hose will do a lot more. Can you go back the way you came? Oh, great.
Yeah, hurry,
Oh
hurry,
my gosh. Okay. Do we think everyone's gonna say I don't think everyone will survive. There's someone, and I'm just like getting really stressed out. Dad is in there, aunt's in there, both of them.
Look, she's trying to save her sister, and you're like treating her like dirt.
Oh my God, I didn't think it would be her. And also, even if you didn't get like burns, inhaling all that smoke
can be really bad.
Yeah, and it can catch up hours later. When that news breaks,
family's gonna be devastated.
पेशेंट के पिता कौन? जी, आइए मेरे साथ।
Is it that? I guess it's pretty serious.
कल सुबह पूनम की बारात आने वाली। कल उसका विवाह है।
I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to push that back.
बदन का लगभग आधा हिस्सा झुलस गया, गहरे जख्म आए हैं। कल की शादी का तो सवाल ही नहीं उठता। ऐसे केसेस में तो घर वाले भी साथ छोड़ दे, तो ये बाराती क्या साथ निभाएंगे?
I guess this is going to put the relationship to the test before they're even married.
Now if you'll excuse me, मुझे अपनी टीम के साथ ये केस डिस्कस करना है.
He should have asked, do you have any questions?
Exactly.
Like, he kind of just bailed.
Yeah,
he's like, here's the news.
Here's the
gone.
news. I'm out of here. Gone.
Yeah, peace. Like,
we're going to do what we're going to do.
Hopefully a doctor would be like, I don't want to leave you in a state of despair. Do you have questions? I think they're underestimating this guy, right?
Well,
I mean, because sure, some people might run away, but he's in it deep.
क्या है?
The horse is getting antsy.
He knows something's wrong.
Yeah, it can tell the emotions. I mean, that self-sacrifice has to mean something to her.
छोटी का कुछ नहीं होगा, आग छोटी का कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ पाएगी.
It's got to affect her. If not, she'll be the most heartless person. She's feeling it.
In a way, I would almost think he blames her for not giving her blessings and so forth and being a part of it.
Not being an auspicious ceremony if she wasn't into it.
आज हमारी छोटी के लिए अपनी सुंदरता कुर्बान कर.
She's sacrificed. Yeah, well,
but I get the meaning of it because for her whole thing was that my daughter's not as pretty as her and blah blah blah,
and
you know. And now it's like, okay, beauty doesn't mean anything to her. She'll give it away in a heartbeat to save Choti.
और चलने का दर्द आप और हम अंदाजा भी नहीं लगा सकते. ऐसा दर्द होता है.
Can't even imagine. Be the worst way.
केस की कॉम्प्लिकेशंस के बारे में मैंने आप सबको बताई. आपकी परमिशन की जरूरत. We will try our best.
Oh man, that's painful. They're just talking about that bell too.
2 दिन बाद ठीक इसी समय आप कन्यादान कर रहे होंगे कृष्णकांत जी.
Oh, giving away his daughter because the signing of the paper is like giving. Oh God! Don't think like that.
भावुकता अपनी जगह और वास्तविकता अपनी जगह. उसका दुख तुमसे देखा नहीं जाएगा.
Of course.
कृष्णकांत जी, हमारी बहू का भी है.
This family is the best.
कुछ देर में दिल्ली के टॉप सर्जन यहाँ पहुंच रहे हैं. अब पूनम के ठीक होने की जिम्मेदारी हमारी है.
Calling in the major support. It's not the way they wanted to meet at 11 o'clock. Oh.
आज हमारी शादी है पूनम.
Have to look up vermilion. Vermilion. Is it a spice or an incense?
अगर तुम चाह रही हो कि तुम्हें ये देखकर मेरा प्यार तुम्हारे लिए कम हो जाए, तो ये मुमकिन नहीं पूनम.
She hit a grand slam with that one.
सबसे खूबसूरत शादी, जिसे हमेशा मेरी सर्दी की फिक्र रहती. मेरा प्यार इस परीक्षा का मोहताज नहीं पूनम, और तुम ये जानती हो.
Dang. This guy has all of like the perfect things to say. Like there was not a single. This guy was just like green flag all the way, start to finish.
Yeah.
Same with the family. Both families, green flags. Well, I mean,
there was one red flag.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. I mean,
I don't want to call anyone out.
Yeah, but she's even turning into a green flag, so we're all good.
आज पहली बार किसी को यहाँ दुल्हन बनते देखा.
I guess in the burn unit. I mean, that's.
नई दुल्हन को ऑपरेशन थिएटर में लाइए प्लीज. आइए डॉक्टर.
I'm glad that the doctors weren't like being all testy, like, oh, you had to bring deli doctors in.
Yeah, they can
this isn't a medical drama.
Yeah, they can sometimes be very territorial.
Thank you so much.
She's a great sister-in-law.
Yeah, she's the best.
तब तक हमारी बहू आपके पास है कृष्णकांत जी। उसके बाद बारात लेकर आएंगे आपके द्वार पर। इनसे बहुत खातिर कराना बाकी है। क्यों डॉक्टर साहब?
Oh. Don't worry, there wasn't any ice in the water. Oh, reading her favorite books.
ड्रेसिंग
It's like, this is still a hospital, boy.
शादी की तैयारियां शुरू कीजिए। डॉक्टर का कहना है कि कल हम पूनम को घर ला सकते हैं।
Oh, nice.
लेकिन उनके निशान जाते जाते जाएंगे। अब पूनम खुद को तुम्हारी नजरों से देखेगी प्रेम।
जानता हूं डॉक्टर।
I mean, it also kind of means their love wasn't like that superficial or hollow.
Right.
That's nice.
Uh-oh. I started to say it's mom.
जो तेरा महका है, जहाँ तेरी माँ है।
Oh, just those simple words. That's all she wanted to hear her entire life.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of extra healing there.
She's probably still in a lot of pain, right?
Yeah, well, and muscles and skin have to become back together, and nerves don't always fire right.
उस दिन बेटियां किसी बाप के लिए बोझ नहीं कहलाएगी।
Yeah, that's kind of an issue that kind of still is going on. Not as much, I think, but I think there's some, I don't know. It's such a shame. The dressings.
Thank you, sister.
Now he closes the door on her.
No, she closes the door.
Yeah, but still.
But maybe now she gave him lessons on how to do the bandages and all. So.
I mean, that's already, like, even without the burns, probably a very stressful, nervous moment. But then add the burns on top of it.
Yeah.
It's gotta be, I can't even.
But she has already this trust with him that, you know, she knows how his heart is. And
So that was a very sweet love story.
wow, total tearjerker.
Yeah. I mean, I guess okay. For me, I guess it was just like thinking there has to be these sort of, so this happened within like maybe the last 40 minutes of the movie or so, and the movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and somewhere around there. And for the 40 minutes, that's when this hurdle came, and then it was like this kind of climax. But leading up to that, it was just kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those fantasy that you always see so many movies where there's always something wrong in the steps, like something happens in the dates, or the stars aren't aligning properly, or families are saying this and they want that dowry. None of that was an issue. And everything was smooth sailing, like all the way through. Everything was working really well. The arranged marriage was perfect. They liked each other. The families got along together. I thought when they got into the retreat that the families were going to clash a little bit. There wasn't. That was perfect. And so everything was perfect. Everyone was the exact perfect person that they could be. But there was just one person who had a flaw. But since everyone else in the movie was perfect, literally, everyone was the perfect sister-in-law, the perfect sister, the perfect brother, the perfect dad, the perfect father-in-law. Everyone was perfect except one person had issues, but her issues were sort of understandable in a way. If you want to argue for the aunt's perspective for a second, is I have this daughter and we're already thinking this is going to be hard to get her married. I mean, that was kind of brutal. The kids were so small. And so now you're raising the kids with the mentality that you need to like put this face cream on because no one's going to want to marry you. Imagine being a little girl and hearing that. That would be horrible. But yet to Jyoti's, her credit, she still was as bubbly as ever, and she didn't let that get her down. That her mom was saying how hard it's going to be to marry you.
Again, it's, sometimes it's like the aunties and so forth are thinking of themselves and not really about the person and who's behind it. And maybe they don't see Jyoti for who she truly is.
Someone will, though, because she
and
was super
someone
nice.
will, but because they're thinking in their own mind, they're thinking, oh, it has to be this, 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 and this. And it's like, no. She needs to find the right person for her. And sometimes when you got all these other people, in a way, it's almost like Seema in Mumbai. She's like going, mom and dad are over here looking for something else, and their daughter or son is looking for something else. She's like, okay, this isn't going to happen over here. Mom and dad, you're on the wrong track, okay? And I got to come in and kind of coach that. So in a way, that's what happens. And I think even her own mom is doing that a little bit to her, okay? And so I think, I am very optimistic, particularly if she's got a sister that's, willing to brave fire for it. She's going to help her find someone.
Everyone is just so perfect. I was just waiting for a perfect match to come in at the very end, like they meet at the wedding, or something, because the movie, just everything, he was the perfect son, she was the perfect daughter, and there was the perfect friend, and everyone was perfect. And because there was only one person that was not perfect, like as what people would see as perfect, her flaws were almost like exacerbated because everyone else was so perfect. And so I guess that's kind of what made the movie go along, but giving her like a villain soundtrack behind, I mean, it was
villain soundtrack and a few looks too, man.
Well, the looks were her, but the thing is that doing this almost like the background music, when it like panned over to her, you were almost thinking she was like conspiring. We thought she was so much a villain that she colluded with the pundit about the dates and all this sort of stuff. She was going to get the wedding canceled, but yet she was just there, just not giving a blessing, which, that can be hurtful and stuff, but, she had her own things to work through. So, anyway, was there a villain? There wasn't a villain. There was just...
if we go back to the title of the movie, and it's about this journey between the time
engagement
to the wedding. And it is a journey. It's a journey of families uniting. It's a journey of some trial. I mean, in this case, it is her mom. That's a trial. But then also this huge issue where it's going to, that's from more of an external standpoint to the wedding, the mom. Whereas it became very, very between the two of them. And how it was going to, was their love strong enough, and was their relationship that they had built in terms of trust and honesty and communication.
And that was perfect. They had the perfect relationship.
And at the end, yes, that it was because, as his dad had said, the two most important things, I believe, are trust and honesty. And because they had been doing that along the way, and he was just, she would do a little bit of the building, he would do a little bit of the building, and together they really built up this thing so that when suddenly at the very end, where she's throwing it down and saying, I want us to be honest, and I need you to look at my body, and he's saying, I don't need that. I trust you enough.
Well, not just trust you, like his love was deep enough, right? He's like, I don't need to be put through that test. He's like, because I feel like I've already passed of where we are. So, because there are married couples that don't have that bond to get through something like that. I mean, I could imagine that could even break up weddings. And you know, it's sad to say, but, you know, people take vows and don't understand, because here in the U.S., our divorce rate is like 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, you sneeze the wrong way and someone might divorce you, right? It's like, oh man, I did not like the way he sneezed. Didn't know that before I married him.
I'm out of
It's
here.
over.
It's
I'm
over.
out, right? I mean, it just seems like for the smallest things. So like
Right.
something like this would totally, in the U.S. probably, unfortunately, but here it was different because they had this period of time and the bond that they were able to make, and you know, it worked, and they did. You were saying they each were building towards something, and it worked for them. And I mean, hats off to all parents around in this movie, because they really raised their kids to be like the perfect kids,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
And again, even when it was going to be rough, and you know, I could see how, okay, he was going to leave her, and it could have gone the traditional way, because again, as the doctor said, normally I'm seeing brides that have been acid burned, and you know, things aren't going to happen. And in this case, it was, everything was mixed up. In fact, the families basically were so united, and hey, we're here to help. We've brought along burn specialists with us.
from
You know?
like, here's the
you
best
know.
burn specialist in the country.
Yeah,
Here you go.
know.
No,
And so that
doctors
basically,
were perfect?
yeah, was really reinforcing that, you know, if Prim is going to go all the way through on this, we are going to go all the way through on this as well. You know, there is no question of that. And I think it just really had this just sweetness to it that says, hey, this is more than individuals. Yes, there are some key individuals that have to make decisions, but we're here to support them. And again, I just love his sister-in-law.
Oh, she was the best. Again, the best sister-in-law. I mean, yeah. So where are you gonna rate it?
I'm gonna give it a 9. This is really good. I liked it. I thought the acting between the two, the bride and the groom, was incredibly good.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
had great screen chemistry.
They had great screen chemistry. I mean, the looks, the body gestures, all of that just really worked between them. So I like that. All the supporting cast, even the little kid. Woo! He had his own little
Kids are
moment.
just cute. All they need to do is smile on camera, say a line, and then it's gonna be, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, they did well. But I mean, you look at the accountant guy. I mean, even him was an interesting character, and he supported well in that. You know, it's like, I'm gonna go over here. Phone ringing, but I'm not gonna answer it. I'm gonna go over here. But
see, he was the perfect, like the I don't know.
Well, it's like
he was in the perfect role.
Yeah, and everybody gets into that whole bit of, this is such a beautiful relationship that they're building, and we really see how much they're coming together, and this is an exciting moment for both families and everything. And people like to be a part of that and like to help nurture that. So he, in his own way, as simple as it was of just letting the telephone ring so she could answer it, was pretty impactful.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah, you know, so I like that. And I like seeing that in stories, because you can tell and you can give more completeness to that over message and the feel, everything. And I like that a whole lot. So it's going to give it a 9.
All right. I have to go through and think about things like acting and music score and that sort of stuff, because as far as I'm concerned, the story was nice. It was. And I guess maybe it was playing on the fact that you expect something to go wrong the entire time, right? Because in all these movies we've watched, all these dramas and stuff, something happens that is going to be so dramatic and whatnot between the families, or something not working out, or I honestly, here's a few alternate stories.
Okay, alternate stories,
because
timelines, possibilities.
These are the times, and maybe it's an alternate universe, but these are the times that I thought the story was going to go south. Number 1, I thought that her aunt was going to collude with the Panditji and change the date up on them to say that it wasn't 6 months, but really he agreed that it was earlier, but she had the date switched, and then it was going to be all like chaotic and stuff, and they would fight. Number 2, when he went to Japan, he was going to be there for a month. I thought he was going to come home with a girlfriend. All right? Then I thought it was going to be this whole thing where they're breaking it off, but then they did that like secret thing, but then they found out that the kid actually saw them on the rooftop, and it was going to be this scandal, and then it was going to be like affecting relationships. I mean, so there were quite a few areas that I was ready for this story to go south, and I was like, it's going to happen. So maybe it's because those are typical love stories that we see in the movies, movies like these almost rom-coms or dramas. Right. So maybe it was playing on the idea every time you think it's going to go wrong, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be...
I thought there was one that I did think of.
Okay.
Was that somehow or another the sister fell in love with the groom, and it became an issue, and it was like, okay. I thought that, and I thought that could go very comical too, and so I was like, oh, this is how this could go.
Also, I thought that when she got hit by the fire, I thought she was gonna die, but then there's like almost this tradition, I mean, I don't know if it's tradition there or whatnot, but that if you were promised into this family, you would still marry into the family, so then he would marry Choti.
Yeah, that also did
so that crossed my mind. I mean, so throughout the whole thing, I was just ready for this to happen, that happened, this happened. But it didn't, because that would be a typical movie. But this one, everyone was perfect. And so I'm trying to... I mean, the time moved, right? So, I mean, a lot of the times in these type of movies, I'll be checking the clock like regularly. I'm like, wow, that was only 10 minutes? Okay, we got this much more. But here, I really didn't. And, you know, so I guess it was entertaining, but maybe because I was just on pins and needles waiting for the ball to drop, right? Waiting for something to break and explode, because no one could be that perfect. He couldn't be that perfect, son. He couldn't be this. I was waiting for the brother to get mad at him and set him up to fail at the business, or the brother getting angry that he was not picking the business over his soon-to-be wife, so that the brother was going to get him transferred to Tokyo, that he would have to live in Tokyo and miss the wedding and all that sort of stuff.
So many ways you could have done it.
Yeah, because those are typical, like that's what I was waiting. So maybe that's why I was so engaged and wait, because I'm just like, oh, who's going to be the first one to break? You know, because no one could be that perfect. But in this world, they are perfect. They are that perfect. Everyone was perfect. The doctors were perfect. And I even mentioned, these two doctors, they're usually territorial. But even they had the perfect relationship. We had the perfect outcome where they're like, look, yeah, she's going to heal. It's going to be great. Everything was a success. That was perfect. Everything was perfect throughout the whole way. And even, you know, so except for the auntie, and I think if she would have been the perfect auntie, I don't know what I would have been watching in this movie.
Your head would have just...
Yeah, someone had to have a flaw, if you would, but I think there is room to argue from her standpoint too, because again, you want to see your daughter like get married, and then if you never fully accept them, some people, they have a hard time accepting someone into the family that's not. Well, she was blood in a way, because she was niece,
her niece,
but not directly by blood. So because it was related to her husband's brother's child, so. Because Cha-Cha would be your dad's younger brother, so she was calling him Cha-Cha and Chachi-ji, right? And so that would be your father's brother. So it's related, so not directly related to her by blood, but because it's the family you marry into, it is still in a way your blood. So you should have accepted. But some people just really have issues with that. So if you never fully accept someone into your home, and then you see all these good things happening for one of the kids, but not the other kid, so there is some room, maybe you can like argue her standpoint. So would I call it like
she had her massaging her all the time, you know? I was like, you know.
When you threw that line in there, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? You're just like, yeah, massage this leg, you know?
Exactly.
So anyway, I have to rate it. It's really hard for me because in a way I like that everyone was perfect. I mean, I expected Anupam Kher to be the perfect dad because like, when has he not? In so many movies. So I'm just, because I like the idea that a lot of people were perfect, and that's not an expected movie. The expected movie is something's gonna happen.
You know, I think you keep saying that they're perfect. I don't think they're perfect.
Dude, they were
but they're very grounded, and they're very ideal.
Yeah, but the ideal, so maybe they're just all like these idealistic people. And maybe it's like showing you like, hey, all these things that could happen, maybe this is what we all should strive for.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 7 because it was still entertaining. I don't regret watching. It was a fun one, like fun in a way just because I was thinking about all these alternate stories in my mind, how this movie could go. And so it was entertaining. It got me through, and there were some good laughs. The acting was good, like you said, so it did bring some emotions, especially in the last 40 minutes. But it's, again, one of those things that No, I think that the timing was right because we had to have their relationship get super solid for that ending to hit home.
Right.
Because it means that they did build that bond, and it was true. Because I think if you tried to shorten this down to like an hour and a half, maybe, I don't think maybe we would have had enough time.
We wouldn't have had a sense that they had developed that much.
Maybe
and
not.
We wouldn't have gotten to see the little, and again, it's those little increments that are made. She did a little bit, he did a little bit, she did a little bit, he did a little bit. There was other movements of the family and so forth. So it is a process between, as it goes to the name of the movie, and it's this process, this interval, and you know, it builds, it allows.
But definitely let us know what you guys thought about this movie. I'm very curious because it was so perfect. Does anyone else have any alternate endings? I want to hear it. How did this movie end in another universe? Please let us know.
Aliens landed in the parking lot.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe, you know what would be fun? I'm gonna pin my favorite one. So if you guys are putting this in the comments, I'm gonna read all of them, and I'm gonna try to, like, if I read a really good one, I'm gonna pin it to the top. So let us know what you guys think, and also let us know what you rate it. And you know, is this like nostalgia for anyone? Because 2006, I mean, this is almost 20 years ago. Next year, it's going to have its 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, you know, it's time has changed. So people that have watched this in their childhood are now like older, and they're like, hey, you know, that's nostalgia for me. Like, this is how, like, my ideal wedding is.
Yeah.
Maybe not in a house, actually.
You do bring
ideal
up
husband? I don't know.
You bring up an interesting point. There was actually an element that I did think about a couple of times, was that the whole, it was almost modern versus traditional. And you know, a lot of times people think modern just kind of rolls right over the traditional stuff and drives it to make it happen more modern. And he didn't. He was so respectful that he really wanted to, you know, to allow her to find her comfort level.
I think they were still pretty traditional, even his family, because they were doing that arrangement. So what I think it is more of the tier, like your social class in a way. Because for them they had money. Are they not as traditional as someone from like a more village type area, not a city area? So I think it's more not because to me they seem both very traditional in the ways they were doing and interacting with each other and that sort of stuff. So you know, especially the whole arranged marriage thing. So traditional in that way. But you're right in it's showing the two ways that, but I don't know, they were just still so ideal and perfect. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us here. And again, a big thank you to our Patreon executive producer, Titali, for requesting this.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And if you too want to become an executive producer, just go over to Patreon. Click that link right here where you can find our watch-alongs, early access, members polls, our live streams. And if you haven't yet, and you like these videos, and you definitely want to see more videos like these, then please consider subscribing, sharing, a like button, but tomorrow.